evening. We are here for a blessing a day, a meditation a day, and we have the lovely Teri Angel and the lovely Dr. Ruth Anderson who are going to be doing the meditation today. So get comfy, and ladies, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Jean. That's Jean Loriot, our host. Perfect. Thank you, Jean. All right, so friends, welcome to the day. And Teri has provided a beautiful backdrop for us. There was actually a sunrise here in Colorado, but Teri did a land blessing today in Texas. And Teri, why don't you describe that place for us? And while she's doing that, I invite you to close your eyes, just relax, get comfortable where you are. And we're going to start with Teri introducing the place. We're going to go into meditation right from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. Hello, everyone. So just join with me with taking a deep breath in. Just breathe in deeply into your heart center. And then release that breath out to relax your body. And now I want you to just envision a mountain range. It's so beautiful with the blue sky. And there's a walking path as you come across miles and miles of just open field leading up to this mountain. There are flowers, there are desert roses. So let's walk along that gravel walking path. Just see yourself moving forward slowly and gently. There's no rush here today. We're just going to pause every so often and look around. Look at this open field. Look at the different trees that are here, the cactus, all the beautiful surroundings of foliage. And walk a little further, and there's a bench sitting there, inviting, waiting for you to just take a rest and have a seat. And as you sit there and you look at that mountain range, you just envision yourself up on top of that mountain, looking out over the field, over the other peaks and valleys. Just take a big breath in and feel that mountain air filling your lungs. Maybe you see some wildlife. Maybe you see a bird flying overhead. And you watch as clouds start making forms up in that blue sky. Let's take a moment and invite the angels to come along with us as we rise from the bench and start traveling further down the path, more toward the mountain, finding an open spot that we're going to be going into. So let's invite Archangel Raphael to come in. The angels are saying that there are many right now in need of healing, whether that healing is physical, mental, spiritual, or emotional. Let's call in Archangel Michael, asking to hold this place as sacred, to really protect our energy field, putting us in a bubble of light and love. And let's call in Archangel Gabriel to give us some clarity as we walk through this path. And then we're going to connect with Archangel Uriel for some beautiful grounding energy, leading us into a transformation as we find that perfect spot that we're looking for to veer off the path that we're walking And when you get to that opening, you'll know it. You'll have the signs that this is the place. The angels are already going ahead of you. And they start leading you now through this dirt path. And as you go through the path, you're going to see the desert roses with their thorns. So you're going to move gently through this area. There's no rush. Just take your time breathing in the air and walking through all of this foliage. And now you come upon the open space. The angels guide you right into that area where everything just seems to have opened up, like another realm, another dimension, just sitting here with the mountains in the background. And just take a breath and familiarize yourself with where you are right now. Let's just stand here and watch this open space. And Ruth, I just want to know if you are seeing the energy there.
Well, Teri, when you said invite in the angels, I heard so many people stand up. It's like in a big auditorium when all of a sudden everybody stands up. And so I immediately knew that the 500,000 earth angels were with us. And I saw the other archangels that we've been working with lately. So not just the four that you asked, but other ones as well. Archangel Ariel, Raziel, Azrael. Who am I missing?
Cassiel.
Cassiel, Metatron, Gabriel, yeah. Divine Mother, I definitely see Divine Mother there, Kuan Yin. And what I'm hearing is that this is not just a typical feel-good meditation. This is actually a meditation where we are being encouraged to step into roles of leadership. Now, that leadership could be anything, just you standing firmly into your authenticity as a spiritual being having a physical existence. So we're not saying go out and run for office, go out and run a marathon, go out and get a new job. That's not it. It's just standing so strongly in the essence of all that you are and all that you can be. It's a call to action, Teri.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's listening to your heart right now. You have all this divine help bringing you to this place of quiet, of solitude, of examining, where do I go? What's my footing as I step forward with each moment? So just listen to the angels because they're going to be guiding you through this.
This is cute because there's so many angels waiting for us. I see that they're in lines of like 5 deep, 5 or 6 deep. And we can each go to one of those lines of angels and listen to the first one, and then move on to the second one and listen to the second one, and then move on and listen to the third one to see what messages they have for us. It's really, I've never seen this before in one of our meditations. So Teri, should we go to the first angel?
Absolutely.
So if you look around you, just sort of survey the area and see if you can find a space where there are 5 or 6 angels standing in a row, and go to that row. If there's somebody else at that row, go to another row where there's 5 or 6 angels standing there. And let's just go to that very first angel. You might introduce yourself. You might ask what that angel wants to be called. But most importantly, ask if they've got a message for you. And let's just sit in that space for just a few minutes. See what you can hear or feel.
I'm feeling Gabriel coming front and center for me, Ruth. Gabriel is the messenger angel, the one that brings so much clarity. And that's what happens when you allow yourself to just be. No expectations, no limits. Just sitting there with this angel. And I see the other angels beside of Gabriel, but Gabriel's saying there's no rush. There's no need to just run through this line of angels, that each one is taking the time that's needed to help us to hear the message, to help us really get what it is that they want us to know. So just know that you're going to be seen and acknowledged. It's not going to be just a hi, how are you? This is much deeper than that. This is a time to really get the instruction, to get the guidance, to move forward.
I have not met this first angel before. He's one of the earth angels. And the first thing he showed me was joy and humor. And then he showed me like a cupcake. And he was explaining that everything I do is like creating the cake in the cupcake, but not the frosting and not the sprinkles, right? It's the fun and the enjoyment. I tend to work really hard and I don't do a whole lot of play. And this to me is an invitation to make frosting and throw on sprinkles. Just enjoy what life has to offer and not be so darn serious all the time. And I'm just taking notes because I don't want to forget that.
Yeah.
So the earth angels, as they have been explained to me, all represent as male. However, they aren't all male, but they represent as male. So when I say he, that's because that's what I'm seeing. Teri, did Gabriel have any other message for you?
Gabriel is stepping up right now himself. All the angels take on an energy when they're needed. They're more prominent. They show to more people. So Gabriel is sharing with me that there's going to be more heard from him. And yes, he's presenting to me as a male figure at this point. Sometimes it's female, but right now I'm seeing Gabriel with his trumpet, and I'm seeing him really playing the most beautiful music. The notes are coming out of this trumpet, and those notes all have a message. They're all sacred geometry. So right now we're bringing in an energy from the sixth dimension, and Gabriel is helping us to interpret what that means. There's a lot of light language that people are starting to understand more of and bring that forth into the world. And this is what Gabriel is sharing, that whatever is needed at this point in our earth history, this is what's going to be brought forth. And Gabriel is the one for the clarity of it all, the one who will help us to see what that means. If we hear it, if we open our mouth and start to speak it, and that can happen. When you open up to possibilities, there's no limits. His huge message today is to listen. As we're so busy and we're so worried and concerned about fixing our world, fixing the things that are wrong, he's saying, just take a step back and listen. When you listen, the answers will come. So you may hear the trumpet sound, you may hear the music or the sacred geometry speaking to you. And his message is he's going to be more prominent. So if you see that angel and you hear the name or you hear a message coming in from him, just know that that's meant for the world. That's what he's doing right now, is stepping up for our world.
So we're going to move on to our second angel, whoever yours may be. If you can, jot down what you experienced from your first angel. And then before you move on, make sure you say thank you. You very well may see this angel again. Now let's move on to your second angel. Just take our time, say hello, introduce yourself, and see if that angel has a message for you. My second angel has a good sense of humor, told me some joke that I thought was really, really funny, although right now I can't tell you what it was. And he showed me, he like spread his arms to show me the expansiveness of this place that Teri took us to. And he was explaining to me that the openness and the expansiveness of this space, there's no barriers. There's nothing holding us in or restricting us. That expansiveness is where we can go daily, and we can experience that as spirit, and how freeing it is to feel that expansiveness where we're not corralled in by anything at all. So just a reminder not to build those barriers for ourselves. But when we step out into our spiritual existence through meditation, just to allow the expansiveness. Teri, are you seeing something?
Oh, that felt so good to hear that message, because the angel that is standing next in line for me is so tall. And as I'm looking at this angel, it's like I have to raise my head back to really look up and take in all of this angel. And I recognize this angel, and it is Archangel Melchizedek. Melchizedek has worked with me before to do energy healing. And what he brings in with people's energy are portals of light. So as your chakras sometimes need to be balanced and aligned, this angel can bring in the color to help with whatever is needed in any particular chakra. And as he goes throughout the whole system, the whole energy system, these portals open up, and they're sacred portals, and the energy that he brings in does a clearing of whatever is there that's not for the best and highest good. He's showing me right now my sacral chakra. And as I just stand there and just revel in what he's showing me my own energy. And kind of like you, Ruth, the need to have more fun, the need to just be and to play on the playgrounds and lighten up and laugh. And he's sharing how important it is to have that sense of humor and that laughter in our lives, that will clear the energy field and lift our vibration quicker than anything else. So Melchizedek is really coming forward with that message of play, and that message that any time when you're feeling that your chakras are in need of more clearing and balance and alignment, it can happen just like that. That it's not a hard task to do this. And that all these angels working together help with whatever is needed, whether that is a physical issue that's going on, emotional, mental, or spiritual. I'm very grateful to Melchizedek for showing up for me today.
So if you can, write down what you experienced from your angel. And let's make sure we say thank you before we move on to the third angel. So let's move on to the third angel. Say hello and ask what the message is there for you.
Ruth, I don't recognize the angel that's standing here. Mm-hmm. It's a very beautiful essence, and such a stark contradiction to the presence of Melchizedek, who was very, very tall. This angel is down to my level. I'm looking at this angel eyeball to eyeball, and I'm just asking who it is because I'm not familiar with the energy. The angel's very beautiful. When I see an angel, I see the energy. Sometimes I see a form, but most of the time it's just the energy. And this one is sparkling. There's like sparkles of light coming forward, almost like fairy dust type of energy that's coming in. So as I'm looking at this angel and I'm hearing that feels very feminine, that she is reflecting what's in me, and that she's showing me grace. She's showing me compassion and love that's coming forth. And now I'm getting her name. This is Archangel Charity.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've
I
met
haven't,
before.
yeah, I haven't worked that much with her. And the way that she presented this time, it was just sparkles of light, just brilliant sparkles coming in from her. So beautiful. And she's here to bring in that energy of compassion, to help us to have more compassion for ourselves and for others. So thank you, Charity, for being here today.
My experience is very different from that. When I looked at Charity, when you were describing her, I saw like a butterfly that was just emanating this beautiful energy off. I'm not surprised that that was Archangel Charity. My experience was very different. I was in a rowboat and with one or two other people, but boy, the wind and the rain, and we were drenched and being tossed and turned and just miserable. And I looked down and I realized that we were being held up by one hand. Our boat was in this hand. And as much as we thought our world was rocking and out of control and chaotic, it was not. We were being held steadfast in this hand that was not moving and had every intention of supporting us and keeping us safe. And I realized, or was reminded, that the chaos isn't real. The chaos is in my mind. It's not really there. So thank you for that reminder. I don't need to keep the chaos. It's my option to get out of the boat.
Right.
If I want to. I'm just going to get out of the boat. So write down what you experienced from your third angel. Okay. Make sure you say goodbye and thank you to your third angel. And let's step forward to our fourth angel. Teri, you seen something?
Oh, I've got Archangel Michael front and center in front of me. And Michael is sharing with me, it was kind of like a flashback in my life of the events and the things where he's been called upon to provide that security, that protection. And he's shown me several times where he really did intervene. And he's assuring me that I'm never alone, that any time that I am moving forward in the world, that he's right there. I take him with me everywhere I go. And he is so proud of what's happening with the teachings that have been done with the archangels, sharing their energy, and especially sharing about how he can work with us to put us in that bubble of protection whenever it's needed. There are so many that when you travel, if you put this bubble around you and invite Archangel Michael, he will keep you safe from harm. And it's something that he has inspired, that he's brought forth into the world, and we have it as a tool to use. So he's bringing that reminder that at any point we can call on him for protection, but also we can turn over anything to him for safekeeping. Any emotion, anything that we're anxious about, a loved one, a physical problem, a disease, including this virus that's been rampant in our world. And he's reminding us all that we can turn that over to him, that we don't have to carry that burden. So it was a lifting of all burdens and concerns that was taking place, that was freeing my energy up to be lighter and to move forward with ease and grace along this journey and not have to be concerned and worried. And I'm so grateful for Michael bringing me that reassurance today. Thank you.
Feel free to get out of the boat, Teri.
Absolutely.
Out of the boat.
There's no danger.
So my fourth angel was kind of fascinating because all the first three were very strong, sturdy in presence. And my fourth one, kind of like I couldn't see it, I could sort of feel it. It was kind of hazy. It looked so ethereal and light. And like I could put my hand right through it. And I must have thought, but I want to hear what you have to say. Like, tell me now. And it was like, wait for me. It wasn't like I can't demand that the archangels or angels be there, and I can't demand that they tell me something when I want them to tell me something. My job is patience and to wait. Yes, to ask them in, but then wait for the answer, wait for the guidance. And then I felt a breeze across my cheek and in my hair, and I heard, that's me coming to you. You'll know. You don't need to be anxious about it. You'll know. So that was a beautiful reminder.
I love that. I love their comforting and their assurance. Yes. Feels very peaceful to get that, to receive that message. And I know that wasn't just for you, it was for all of us.
Right. That's the cool thing I realized, Teri. Between the two of us, we're sharing 10 messages here.
Right.
10 different messages. Plus, if folks are doing this at home, they're also getting their own 5 messages. So just doing this, you could get 15 messages in half an hour. Really very cool. So let's say thank you. Thank you to our fourth angel before we move on to our fifth and last angel for this meditation. So Teri, my last angel is intriguing because, and I didn't see the angel in form, but right behind where I thought this angel would be, everything opened up. Like it was a portal, an opening to another dimension. And I walked through it and turned around, and where I had come in closed. Well, I wasn't afraid. What I realized is, in our meditation time, it's okay to step out into another dimension. And it's okay to turn your back on the 3D realm as you know it and just stay in that dimension for a while. It's okay. And then when you're ready, just come on back in. But it was just a good reminder that it's okay to see things from another perspective, from another dimension. And it's okay to turn your back on the 3D for a while if you want to.
Absolutely. I love that. And the angel that appeared to me goes right along with that, Ruth. It was Archangel Azrael. And Azrael helps us with the unknown. He helps us also when we are making a transition. If there's any ending, it can be death, but not necessarily. It's whatever is ending for you. There's a new transition to a new beginning. So what Azrael was showing me is that there is a lot of transition happening. We just ended a year and began this new year. And so he's helping with that transition into whatever the newness looks like for us to fill it out, to say, how do I want this to look? So Azrael can guide whatever that is for you, just as he's doing for me right now. This newness of the new year, and what lies ahead is unknown. We're not guaranteed anything other than this moment that we're in. So whatever comes forward, if there is another moment, is trusting, having faith and believing that we are on that path, just like we followed that gravel path to get to where we are in this open space. It's just trusting that whatever we are in need of is going to show up. It's going to be there. And we don't have to be afraid of what we don't know. There's no need for fear in anything at all, such as death or endings or new beginnings or changes and transitions. And this is big right now. And this is what Azrael wanted us all to know, that for many, as you are looking at what's important in your life, you may be looking to do a change. You may be changing residence or changing relationships, coming out of a relationship that's not in alignment anymore, or finding a new relationship. So there's going to be a lot of change happening, a lot of shift in this year, and looking at how can I handle this with ease and grace and know with a certainty that this is the direction I'm supposed to follow. You know, Ruth, as we were walking down that path, there were bigger rocks that lined the gravel path. And as you looked at it from one point, it looked like it was going right into the mountain. So we can look at our path as coming upon something that's an end, something that's going to stop us at some point. Or we can see that that's an illusion, that that path is not going to run into a solid wall. That path can go off any direction that we feel into intuitively to take that turn. So that's what Azrael is guiding us all toward today, is being more open to what's ahead of us and knowing that we are safe as we take that journey down the path. Just open up to whatever might show up for you. And I want to thank Azrael for that message. Thank you for helping us to see that the unknown is not a scary place to be at all. It can be exciting. It can be something that's life-changing for us. I have such gratitude for all my angels that showed up for me today.
Beautiful, Teri. You know, the messages that came through to you and the messages that came through to me are so specific to where we are in our lives. And that's the beauty of working with the angels, because they know what we need to hear. So I would love to hear what some of you experienced in your meditations. Here we go, another version of an angel game here with lining up to talk to five random angels. I just think it's such great fun. But they did come through with information on for each of us on how to step into our own authenticity with our own individual next steps. I so love that.
Yeah.
Teri, anything else before we let folks go for the day?
I just want to reassure anyone that's hearing this, whether you're hearing it live or on the replay, that you can come back to this place. When you go into a meditation and you get familiar with what it looks like, what it feels like, it's so easy then to just sit again in that energy. Just come back to this open space. Come back to this place that's surrounded by serenity, that's surrounded by beauty, and allow yourself to be immersed with the energy of the angel that shows up or angels that show up for you. Just sit with them. Find that moment of time. We can all find 5-10 minutes a day. And take that time to really honor yourself. Honor yourself with really getting to do the inner work and knowing more about your path. And it may be that gravel path, and it may take a turn. Whatever is going to happen, it's right for you. And if you didn't meet an angel on this journey today, then come back and try it again. Just come back and sit with the energy again when you can take your time and really sit there in it, in the energy. Thank you for being with us today.
That was great fun. Thank you, Teri. To all of our friends here at Enlightened World Network, I love what we do because everything we do is listening to Spirit and sharing with you what we're experiencing with Spirit. So you are getting cutting edge what we're hearing from the angel's mouth to our ear. I think it's awesome. And Teri, I love you. So glad you're on this journey.
I love you so much, Ruth. Thank you for being with me today for this journey and this little tour into sacred space.
Beautiful.
Lady, what a wonderful and powerful meditation. I got all kinds of things written down. So thank you for that. And if anyone wants to get in touch with you, Dr. Ruth, how would they do that?
So the best way is an email at welcome@enlightenedworld.online.
Oh, Teri?
You can email me as well at Teri, Teri, @angelspeakers.com. And thank you, Jean, for being here with us today.
Well, thank you. That really, really was a blessing. It was wonderful. You two are amazing. We love you all so much.
Oh, thank you, Jean.
Thank you.
Thank you. And everybody, good night. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And I hope you enjoyed our beautiful angels, who we want to thank also for being with us today.
Perfect. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.